Hi, beautiful and amazing creatures of the world, and welcome to my new YouTube channel, uh, Coffee with Kerri-Lynn. I've been doing Coffee with Kerri over on my personal Facebook page since 2017. It began as a series of short stories, poetry that I wrote, just kind of little humorous ditties about what was going on in the world, and kind of grew and escalated into live videos, and everybody was like, hey, you should get a YouTube channel. And I did the whole resisting thing. And I actually was going to do this channel in January 2022. In November 2021, actually November 16th, a year ago today, I contracted COVID, the Delta strain, and I lost 21 days of my life. I do not recall much of what happened during my illness. I can tell you that it was brutal. What I do remember was very, very brutal. Everybody has a different experience with COVID. Unfortunately, I am a long hauler. Everybody has different experience with that too. And so just to kind of get this horse around the corner, I lost my 21 days. I lost 17 pounds in 21 days. I do not remember having a Thanksgiving. My time and space perception is kind of messed up because of it. It did settle in my brain. We had a lot of brain fog. I lost 50% of my hair. I lost my eyebrows. I lost my eyelashes. I lived the first, oh gosh, 5 months of this year on sticky notes on everything. Did you take your vitamins? Did you feed the animals? Did you put wood in the wood stove? Did you, on and on and on and on and on. It was brutal. Did you did you remember to tie your shoes? It was basically what it was. It was absolutely horrific. My last bout of COVID, I got COVID several times. It was like every 3 months I would come out of it, I lost words. I lost my words during the initial bend of COVID, the initial recovery period. I had to couldn't think of what this was called. We played charades. We do a lot of gallows humor around here too. You got to make fun of it. It's just you got to have humor in your life. But we played charades. Um, I could see cup in my mind. The word was on my tongue, but it's the brain fog. It's terrible, and you can't get through it. You can't spit it out. It's very frustrating. So I would go to the cupboard and do this, cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever it happened to be at the moment. So, a lot of self-deprecating humor here too. So my last bout with COVID was in the beginning of June. I had it in, I recovered, not fully, in March, in April. Yes, that is the month after March. In April, I got it again, very mild case. And in June, I got it again. It was mild. I got the Omicron thing. I've watched videos of me pre-COVID and videos of me that I did this summer on my Facebook page. I'm a completely different person. My happy-go-lucky, compassionate, caring, kind personality was just shot to shit, really. So yeah, that was a lot to deal with. And 3.5 months later, I started coming out of it. So the first half of this year was actually really crappy for me. But you got to take the good with the bad. And the last few months have been great. Like I said, I kind of lost time, space perception. So things I did and said over the summer. I went on a grand apology tour in October, beginning of October. I apologize to everybody. Some friends we lost, as other people, as people in my family say, well, if they were really truly friends, you wouldn't have lost them. Those people you just kind of let go. They couldn't handle the deterioration. And it was debilitating. I do not recommend COVID. I do not recommend getting it. I do recommend, if you do get it, survive it, because it takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot out of you mentally. It takes a lot out of you physically. It takes a lot out of you emotionally, and it's like having to recover an entire human being. It's just not like there's symptoms. There's no treatments. There's good luck. That's kind of, it's kind of where it's at. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Some people, for me, it's like every 3.5 months after I contract it, the brain fog lifts, the words come back. I mean, I was to the point where I had to learn how to, I've been knitting for 30 years. I had to learn how to knit again. I had to learn how to spin again. I'm a fiber artist by trade. And I had to relearn my whole trade, my whole craft. And actually, it was my lives on Facebook that saved me, honestly. I have such amazing friends, and they were all behind me and supportive and pushing and pushing and pushing. And when I had bad days, they could see it. And I have this one friend, I'm not going to name her, but I have this one friend, and she'd call me. She'd slide right in them DMs. Great podcast today, she'd say. But it looked like crap. Great podcast, but you're a little off. Is it a setting on your phone? What's going on? And it was just that kind of support. And this channel, this Coffee with Kerri-Lynn, is a labor of love. It's a product of love. It's a product of good friends. It's a product of family. It's a product of people just kind of propping me up and pushing me forward and forgiving me when I was at my worst. And they loved me through it. They loved me through COVID. And I appreciate that. These are very precious to me. I started these pre-COVID, and I didn't finish them until almost this summer. These are the gloves I taught myself how to re-knit. I mean, I had to teach myself how to walk and chew gum at the same time. It's terrible. Himself, my husband, would call me, check up on me throughout the day, because I needed it. And we do a lot of gallows humor. So I'd be on my nature walk, and he'd call, and what you doing? Brain dead girl walking. It was just, it's so hard to get through some aspects of life, and I've never been a 100% healthy person, but it is what it is. Taught me a lot of different things, taught me a lot about people, but I had a lot of time to think about what I wanted to do. When you're sick and you're young is one thing. When you're sick and you're 51 years old, although I've always had a great perspective on life. I was a sickly teenager, and you just never knew what was going to hit you the next day. And but we're not going to get into that. But it's different when this stuff happens and you're older. It just hits different. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? I ran through my teenage years as quickly as I could. I ran through, my 20s and 30s as fast as I could. But when this stuff happens and you're older, it's just a whole different take on things. So what do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to be when you grow up, Kerri? Kind of thing. And I wanted to put something into the world. I wanted to put something happy, something beautiful. I wanted to be a creator, a maker. That's what they call crafty people these days, makers. So I don't know what this channel is about. It's about having coffee. It's about, I get these in every color of the rainbow. I don't know if I told you that already, but I got these in every color of the rainbow. We call these our knit and natter cups. And, topics will range. They'll range from whatever, we pick topics out of thin air, topics of discussion. Sometimes it's something that we discussed at our dinner table. Sometimes it's something that we discussed at our breakfast table. This is just going to be an eclectic view of life. It's going to be surprising. We are off the grid homesteaders. We have a very small homestead. We live off the grid. We've been living off the grid for 10 years. We're up in Aroostook County, Maine. So I'm watching the snow. We're having a beautiful snowstorm today. First big storm of the year, so it's kind of exciting. We have dogs, we have cats, we have baby kittens, we have turkeys, we have chickens, we have Angora rabbits. We are sitting in the fiber studio. Just kind of, you'll see people come in and out because that's what we do here. Nothing is formal here. It's just always random, informal discussions. I I'm telling you guys, I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to make you cry. There's gallows humor, self-deprecation. We do it all. Life is life, and you got to show the moments of it. Because I'm a new channel, I do have to pre-record my videos. We went through this whole thing back and forth. I do not edit. So what you see is what you get. I don't have time to edit. I don't. I have too much work to do. I have barn work. I have wood stoves to keep going. I have to cook. I have to clean. I have to do everything. So, that's just the way it is. We have a traditional homesteading life. And so we'll talk about everything on the homestead. We'll talk about kids. We'll talk about just different topics that we want to go through. Raising kids, having adult kids, having little kids. Talk about my youngest got married this September and had his third baby. So they moved back to Maine from out of state. So I am a full-time Mima now. And so we'll talk about that, the joys of being a Mima. This video was actually supposed to go up at the beginning of the month, but it didn't because being a full-time Mima on Halloween, the children were not feeling good. And Mima contracted ear, nose, throat, the whole 9 yards. So this is like my second or third day with a normal-ish voice. What are you gonna do? This is life. So we got derailed a second time with this channel, but now here we are. And like I said, today is a very significant day for me. Very sentimental, a very significant day for me. We're going to try to be well-rounded, I guess. I'm going to let this channel grow organically. Like I said, in the spring, we're going to do some gardening. We do everything organic. There's humor in that too. I'll take you on some nature walks. We'll do some we do some traveling. We'll take you with us. We're going to do some I got himself to agree to maybe do a couple spots with me, talk about marriage and raising kids and, what our COVID experience was like. Maybe, I don't know, long haulers are having a really hard time. And maybe this can give y'all some hope that there is hope. You're not always going to be in the fog. You are going to come out of that fog. And life may not be 100% what it was, but life will still be beautiful and it will still be wonderful, and there will still be plenty of laughter, and there will still be plenty of smiles, and there will still be plenty of great memories to make. I have memory gaps. Luckily, most of the memories that I have intact are the happy ones. Kind of like wiped out whatever traumatic ones that I may have had. Logically, I know life doesn't flow 100% in happiness, and there are a lot of things that I can't remember, that I know logically that it gotta be not some great stuff that I want to remember. So I was spared that. There was a point with my COVID too that I couldn't even make a decision. I couldn't go to a restaurant. I couldn't have a menu put in front of me because I couldn't decide. I couldn't make good choices. I couldn't make decisions. It's frustrating. And so to everybody who had COVID, has COVID, is long hauling, it gets better. It really does. And that's kind of what this channel isn't going to be all about, long hauling and stuff, or COVID. It just kind of to put in perspective where we're at. Thankfulness for life. We're coming up on Thanksgiving. This is a new channel, so I only have a certain amount of time to intro this channel. And one of the things that happened when I had COVID was, aside from the sticky notes, I did do sticky notes of inspiration. I had very defogged moments, and I would write little notes to myself. You can do this. You got this. It's okay. It's not always going to be like this. You're the same person you were. You're still here. And I equate it to, like, I had grandparents with dementia, so I equate my COVID experience too. I knew I was losing it, whereas when you're getting dementia, you slide and you really don't know it. So one of the the quotes that I did write down for myself is carpe diem, because you are never promised a tomorrow. So with that, I'm going to say this is my YouTube channel, and smash that like button or dislike button if you want. I don't care. Subscribe. I'm just trying to build my subscribers, and hit that little notification bell, and join us again for another video and another topic on another day. And carpe diem, because you're not promised a tomorrow.